It's Tuesday, May 17, 2022. Of course, we're live every day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. No excuses, just free picks. Thursday's show might be at an odd time. We're going to figure this one out together, but we'll get it done however it takes to get it done. I think Thursday is a small card, thankfully, so that will help matters as well. But I think this NHL, 4 games a night, right? So is it 4 games a night or 2 games a night, Chris?
I think we only have 1 game on a weekend where there's 3. Everyone else is 2.
Everyone else is 2. All right. So 1 NBA, 2 NHL, and 7 to 15 Major League Baseball, depending on, or even more, 16, 17, depending if there's makeup games, rainouts, all that other stuff. So everyone knows I'm originally from Miami. We got 2 teams that are deep into this thing at this point. How about this? The NHL, after the NBA has already listed their schedule for the games, the NHL puts the Panthers and Lightning 5 games directly up against the Heat Celtic games at the exact same time. 5 of the 7 games are scheduled at the exact same time. How is that possible? Why would they do that?
Yeah, it's a bit of a joke. If you really want to get the eyes on product for smaller markets like Tampa Bay, like Florida, you don't pit them up against the Miami Heat.
It just to me it doesn't make any sense at all, and it's like it's unfair is what it is to the fans, and it's not like the NHL didn't have any kind of flexibility here with these either. With these games. They certainly did, as you said. There's 3 on one day. There's 1, on other days, and they could have easily moved this around, but shame on them. This is why you're the number 4 sport, right? You're not even number 4. You're actually number 5. You're behind college football and basketball, so you're 6. I would say in the U.S. it goes NFL, NBA, and those 2 are very, very close. It could possibly be NBA and then NHL. And, then NFL. I think it's close, NFL and NBA. I think it's super close. I think globally NBA is bigger. But
so you think NBA is bigger than college football as far as
much bigger.
People that tune in on it, really? I enjoy college football much better.
It's much bigger. It's not just bigger, it's much bigger. Did you see how much they sold? What was the last team to sell? The Houston Rockets? Did you catch the price tag on that?
No.
All right. Well, the last 2 that sold, I know them off the top of my head, were the Clippers and the Rockets. Let's check out exactly what they sold for, and this is when you'll start to understand.
But betting-wise, what does more action in the United States, college football or NBA?
NBA.
All right.
It's more games. It's weeknight. It's like there's all this stuff. It's how much do you think a guy like LeBron James pulls down a year? Not just in salary, but just pulls down in general.
Well, I'm sure that his endorsements are where he really makes the money. So I would say $100 million a year, maybe, for LeBron.
Yeah, that's close to what I was going to say too.
And Michael Jordan. These guys make the big money. All right, so. The Houston Rockets sold were the last team to sell. This was in 2017, $2.2 billion.
Wow.
Yep. $2.2 billion. And then the Los Angeles Clippers, remember the owner was punished and he had to sell the team. He was forced to sell the team because he was being punished. Want to hear how bad the punishment was? The punishment was $2 billion. Oh, my God. Poor bastard.
Donald Sterling was weeping that day.
It's just ridiculous.
Wiping his tears with a $100 bill.
It's like, yes, it was just terrible. It was a terrible day for him and his family. $2 billion. It's like, I graciously accept your offer. Anyway, speaking of NBA, let's get right into it.
I wish I had a few billion.
Let's get
I would
it.
definitely buy a baseball team.
Let's get into it here. We got the Celtics and the Heat tonight. Chris, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I like the under here, even though it is a low total. You know, the Heat have been playing at one of the slowest paces so far in the playoffs. And I think this is just a tough scheduling spot for the Sixers. I know that's not the Sixers, sorry, the Celtics, excuse me. The Celtics, they just went to war with the Milwaukee Bucks. I know that they really blew the tires off of the Bucks in Game 7, so they could kind of coast in the end there. But still, it's a 7-game series. And now you have to travel to Miami. You only have 1 day's rest between series. The Heat have been rested for a couple extra days, and I think you might see some tired legs from the Celtics, who are going into Miami, where we talked about it yesterday, are playing some of their best defense, especially on their own home floor. I think this is going to be a lower scoring game. I think it's the first to 100 wins, and I think I'm going to go with the under 204.
Brian?
Yeah, in this one, I'm going to take in the first quarter. I've been doing first quarter plays. I'm going to take the Miami Heat to come out fast and strong in this one and beat them at least the first quarter, maybe the first half, but definitely first quarter. I just see this as being a war, and the Celtics have been doing good on 1 day rest. I think they're 6-1 or 5-1 last 6. I have to look up the exact number, but for my free play, Heat first quarter.
I like the over in this game. Just the world is on the under here, and it just seems they're not going to. I don't see the books just saying, okay, here's some money. You know, they got it down to 204. I've seen 203 and a halves out there before as well last night. I don't know. I haven't checked it this morning, but it just seems super low. I mean, and I could see the Heat players, because they are so deep, in garbage time, is putting up a lot of points here. I think the Celtics are if the Celtics come in here and get hit hard, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised, because they are coming off of a 7-game series. The Heat have been sitting back eating ice cream, for days now. They took care of the Sixers like no problemo. So it's like they've been sitting around doing nothing, while the Celtics, like Chris said, have been banging it in a super physical series. It's the wear and tear, and it's like when you play against the good teams, it definitely takes a lot out of you, and you expect the Celtics to be gassed, by the third, fourth quarter. And I would expect to see guys like Victor Oladipo have a big day. And I think guys like Oladipo in this series are the wild card, in this, because I think it is going to be a physical series as well. We have, 2 of the top defensive teams in the NBA, and it is going to be a physical series. So having a guy like Victor Oladipo who can score 40 off the bench is a gigantic asset here. And, I don't know. The public just so enamored with the Celtics here. So enamored.
What makes you say that?
Well,
just the comments that you've been seeing on videos, or
every comment I've seen, the price on the series that we talked about yesterday with the lower ranked team, and all the talk being about the Celtics' second half record. And as we dissected it yesterday, it really isn't that much better than what the Heat have done. And I'm sure if we drilled into strength of schedule, it becomes a little less impressive. Generally that's the case. And let's just take a quick look. I mean, I don't know.
But the Heat are the number one. Heat had the number 1 record in the Eastern Conference, right?
Yep.
And they're offering the Miami Heat for just -1.5, -2 in Game 1. It just seems like a real low line.
Yeah, because the public are all over the Celtics. They are all over them. They're begging you to take the Celtics. Money line.
I feel like they're begging you to take the Heat.
No, they're begging you to take the Celtics. Money line. They're begging you. Begging. On their hands and knees. They're on their hands and knees begging you to take the Boston Celtics. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet. Ruflo, sorry.
I don't like all-you-can-eat buffets. Me and Ruflo wouldn't be able to go to any if we went out.
No, that's fine. I'll just make up for what you don't.
All right, so when we look at the Celtics and that last month of the season where they poured it on, okay, here the losses are Golden State, Toronto, and Miami. Okay, those are the losses. The wins are Dallas, Toronto, Miami, and Milwaukee are the losses in the regular season for the Celtics over that last big stretch that they had. The wins: Memphis without John Morant, Brooklyn Nets, same team they swept in the playoffs. Charlotte Hornets, not a playoff team. Pistons, not a playoff team. Warriors without Curry. The Warriors without Curry. The Sacramento Kings, Oklahoma City Thunder, the Indiana Pacers, the Wizards, the Bulls, the Grizz at the end of the season when the Grizz sat everybody. I don't know. I think that's kind of like, you know. I think you look at that and you say, I'm just not as impressed as everybody else. I think that's what I am. And I think when you look at the Miami Heat, you know, and what they did over the second half of the season, they had basically the same record, but they went through a 4-game stretch where everybody sat and they lost all 4 of those games. And that's the only difference between these two teams, that between May 21st and between March 21st and March 26th, the Heat lost 4 in a row. Okay, but Butler was out and they lost 4 in a row. And that's why the Celtics have a better record over the second half of the season. Is that little stretch. That's the difference in the records. The difference is actually 2 games. And this 4 right here. Losses to the Phoenix Suns. Outside of that, Phoenix Suns, Minnesota Timberwolves, and then the last game of the season against the Orlando Magic where everybody sat. Milwaukee Bucks, Dallas Mavericks. And then you go all the way back, and really outside of those 4 losses and then these other scattered 4 against playoff teams, you got to go all the way back to February 1st to even find a loss, and that was a playoff team, Toronto as well. I think people way overestimating the Boston Celtics here. Way, way, way overestimating. I'm laying alternate points here. I think you lay at least 5 here with the Heat. Maybe 6.5, 7. If you can get it. Anyways, Brian, what are you selling today?
Well, got back on track, winning days in 10 of the last 12. Got my Gone Streaking 3-pack. My 3 best bets. There's 2 Major League Baseball, 1 NBA for $40 at BigDogs.com. Premium picks. Hopefully make my way back up the leaderboard. It's going to be a long haul.
Yeah, and for me, I got my my top tip triple for Tuesday. Put my top play from the NBA, NHL, and MLB at that for $39.95. If you hop on long term, there's also a bonus MLB play in there. So check out long term. But yeah, my top tip triple is my daily package today.
I got my $15 big play. I've got my I got an MLB 3-pack as well. The $15 big play, not part of the 3-pack. So it's totally different pick. I should have put that on the description. I will as well. I'll add that when Ruffalo is talking, since no one listens to what he has to say. Anyway.
I listen to what he has to say.
All right. It was a joke, Brian.
It's okay. I'm used to it at home. So
hey, you don't get to be public enemy number 1. You know.
That's my title.
By telling the good jokes. That's for sure. This is like the B- material. You know, this is like the stuff that you know, my wife and dog.
On the cutting room.
My wife and dog have to hear.
It's on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, not the good stuff. Anyways, we will go to the NBA. Out of the NBA, the Major League Baseball. And decent schedule today. Starts early, ends late. Gotta love that. So we've got the Royals and the White Sox, the Dodgers, Diamondbacks, Mets, Cards, Game 1. Brian?
I've been a White Sox guy and a Dylan Cease guy, but I think in this Game 1 here, I take the Royals plus the 1.5 here. I think Cease does bounce back, but it took the White Sox extra innings to put away the Royals yesterday. I think it's a tight one today. And then the Cardinals Mets, I'm not going to change my opinion from yesterday. Miles Mikolas has been lights out. No reason not to take him against Trevor Williams here, so I'll take the Cardinals.
Yeah, I'm probably going to go on the other side of that White Sox game, not because of anything big, but I think it's just big that the White Sox get the full 9 innings for the opportunity to cover the run line here. And the thing with Jonathan Heasley for the Royals, he made his debut last time out, his season debut. He only had a 2.70 ERA, so it tells me he probably gave up just 1 run over 5 or 6 innings of work, and he couldn't get much run support if you have a solid start like that. So Cease has been like really good in his last couple of starts. I think he deals again here. So I'll take the White Sox on the run line, and I'm not seeing Michaelis for either matchup here. I don't know. I'm only
Steven
seeing
Matz, Taijuan Walker, game 1.
Really, for me, game 1 it has Mikolas Williams. Let me check something else.
I think that's game 2.
Yeah, I was seeing TBD on both. So
yeah, that'd be game 2.
So then that's
game 1 on doubleheaders is usually the matchup that was set for today, and game 2 is usually the leftover matchup from yesterday.
On my betting sports book, it has Mikolas versus TBD. So I don't know what that means.
So I'll probably just stick with the White Sox in this time slot.
Just to add to Heasley, for him, I'm not going to say his career's on the line, but if he has a good start here, he could get that number 5 starting position for the Royals. So tons of motivation. I don't know if that translates to W, but that's why I like Heasley today.
I like the White Sox easy in this one. And I think they run away and hide. The White Sox, like a lot of teams in the American League Central this season, winning in bunches, losing in bunches. And right now they're winning in bunches, and Kansas City, a place where they've traditionally played very, very well. So I like the Chicago White Sox here. I'm with Ruffalo. I think you lay the run line, or even if you have to lay alternate run line, probably not a bad spot for it. I think the over is in play there as well. I wonder if Tyler Gilbert is related to Logan Gilbert for the Diamondbacks.
I doubt it.
I don't doubt it. Are they not? They're not related?
Oh, I'm just joking. I'm just saying I like the other Gilbert much better, but I can't say that they're not related.
Well, we have. It would make sense, if he was. Tyler Gilbert. Let's see. He has a Wikipedia page. Nope. He was an electrician. Former electrician. Gotta love those former electricians. Gonna light it up in LA today. I know Brian liked those Diamondbacks on the run line yesterday. Those are the ones, when you have that run, those are the ones.
When I went to bed last night, I think it was 5-3. I'm not sure, but I was like, oh man, I hope I get this. I hope they get another run. So I was pleasantly surprised this morning.
I like the Mets here against the Cardinals in game 1 as well. I think Steven Matz, returning home to New York where he's from. Of course, not a great run there with the Mets. He was definitely loosey-goosey. And I think with Taijuan Walker, this guy seems to be, I think he might be one of these players, and I think we saw it last year, and I think we're already seeing it again this year. He's one of those guys that up until the All-Star break, he's freaking Superman. And then the All-Star break comes, and he just, all of his stats just crumble. But right now, it's freaking Superman. Taking Taijuan Walker. And the New York Mets. Don't judge me, Ruffalo. I saw that look.
I'm not judging. Okay, I'll give you a little.
Ruffalo's like, I think Mitch is gambling too much. Brian does that. Brian does that when I start taking those alternate run lines. It's kind of like, and Romanelli will send me messages like, "Sure, you're okay." It's like, yes. It's like, don't judge me. Saw that look. Anyway, so we got the Guardians of the Galaxy up against the Cincinnati Reds. We've got the New York Mets again, TBD versus TBD. And then the Marlins up against the Nationals. We get a chance to bet against Yohan Adon again. I don't know how many more opportunities like this we're going to see. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I like to bet on Yohan Adon whenever I get the chance. I mean, he's been pitching a little bit better lately, but the problem is the Nationals once again can't give him any run support. And I'm not a Cody Poteet guy yet, but the small sample size is pretty good for the Marlins. And if the Marlins can hit the way they did yesterday against Aaron Sanchez, I think they could do some of the same to Adon here. So I'd probably go with the Marlins on the run line in this one.
That's it for the slot?
Yeah.
All right.
For me, also in that time slot, I'm going to agree with Roofler. I'm going to take Kobe. I'm turning into a Kobe. Yeah, Cody Poteet guy. He's looked good in his small sample size. And I'm going to take the Marlins again today, 2 days in a row on the run line. I think they can get us a plus money payout here.
I like the Reds in this one against the Guardians. I think that you take the 1.5. You also bet them straight up to beat the Guardians here. I think Plezak's definitely vulnerable. The Reds have been hitting the ball extremely well, and I like it. You know, the Reds, they were 3-21. Now they're 9-26. That means that they're 6-5 in their last 11. So they're actually playing winning baseball. They're 6-4 in their last 10. The Guardians come into this one. They are 6-4 in their last 10. So all the value here is there. And of course, we know Plezak, right? I mean, we've been there, done that. And Connor Overton is kind of, he's not bad.
Be the Reds' best pitcher.
Not bad.
The Reds' best pitcher.
Not bad. Not bad. We're not going to get into best and worst. We're not here to judge, Brian. We're just going to say.
Not much of a competition on the Reds for starting pitcher. You have my guy, Luis, and then you got Overton.
Maybe we'll have to add that to your capper profile. Can turn a Tuesday Major League Baseball schedule into the Westminster Dog Show. It's like the best in show. Connor Overton when we go to the bullpen.
The Overton.
Bobrisky's got the ball for the Tigers in Tampa Bay. It's always tough not to take him at these big prices. He paid at plus three and change in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium up against Kershaw. So I mean, we know that he can handle the pressure of the giant odds on his back. Mike Clevinger looks great this season. He looks like vintage Clevinger. Like I think Clevinger before he had the surgery kind of was tailing off. Maybe that injury was nagging him a lot longer than he put on, but since coming back, he's been really good, and we know this guy has the stuff because we saw it when Felix Hernandez pitched that no-hitter and he had the one hitter on the other side of it. That was we know that Clevinger has that kind of stuff. And then I don't know, Jameson Taillon against Spencer Watkins. Is there any way to take the Orioles here? Because I want it. It's like if there's a way to take the Orioles, I want it.
Because everybody's humping the Yankees minus 1.5 today, I'm sure. But
speaking of humping, Ruffalo, who do you like?
Why did I have a feeling that was coming? I like the under in that Yankee Baltimore game. I think Spencer Watkins can hold down the Yankees long enough to at least keep this game under 8, even if it's one-sided. I don't see one side getting more than 5 or 6 runs here, and. I'm going to take the Toronto Blue Jays. Logan Gilbert, he's been fantastic for much of the year, but he's starting to regress a little bit, starting to look a little bit human, and I think Toronto needs a nice win to sort of start building some momentum. So give me the Blue Jays there.
Bryant?
I'm trying to get 3 days in a row with an alternate run line hit. I'm going to take Tampa Bay minus 2.5 here. Shane McClanahan off a 7 innings shutout performance, and he's one of their best starters by far. I just think the Rays can bounce back off of yesterday's loss to the Tigers. I think they win it by 3.
I kind of got to go with Bobrisky at the price for no reason but the price alone. I like Clevinger against the Phillies. I don't care who they're throwing out there.
Who are they starting? I have no clue.
It doesn't matter. I bet against them every single game. And the Orioles against the Yankees. Anyways, I don't know. Like I said, looking for any kind of angle here to play the Orioles. If someone's got one. I mean, I'm going to bet them anyway, but I'm just looking for something to say. What else we got here? Let's see. We've got Mariners, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Astros, and Royals, White Sox game 2. Chris?
Yeah, my fault. I think I spoke out of slot on that Blue Jays game, but yeah,
Didn't want to call you out on it because then people say I'm mean to Roof. Stop being mean to Ruflo. So I didn't say anything.
That's my fault.
We'll just let you repeat yourself. We'll just make you repeat yourself.
All right, well, I think Toronto's due to bounce back, due to build some steam here. I think Logan Gilbert's starting to regress. So there we go. And I'm going to go back to the well. I know I got kind of bit with it yesterday. I'm going to go with the Houston Astros. I'm not a Nady Eovaldi fan personally, and I think Jose Urquidy could pitch fairly well and get the Astros a win here. Red Sox still just 5-9 at home this season, so I'll take my chances with Houston and even money to get a bounce back here.
Brian, how about you?
This might be a sucker line, but I'll take the Seattle Mariners here with Gilbert. I'm a Logan Gilbert guy, and he's been nothing but good this year. He is starting to look like he's got some chinks in his armor, but it just seems like Barrios is overpriced here, so I have to take Seattle. And then I think White Sox, whoever they send to the mound, can take out Singer and the Royals. So in game 2, I do like the White Sox on the run line.
Oh, man. I like the White Sox again here. I think they sweep this series. Sweep this. And then the other 2 games, Nathan Eovaldi is in straight regression mode. So probably an over there in that Red Sox Houston. And then Logan Gilbert not looking like the same pitcher that we saw a few weeks ago. Barrios actually is improving a little bit, and Gilbert going the other way. Seattle they didn't look good yesterday, right? Just didn't. They never really, even though the game was fairly close for most of the way, they just never really looked like they were a threat. I don't know how else to put it.
But that game that Gilbert gave up 4 runs to the Phillies, that was on one hit, a grand slam. Other than that, he shut him down.
Well, how did the guys get on base to begin with?
I mean, I'm just saying it was the grand slam. I mean,
but
Gilbert, I watched.
But how did the guys? Did they do the automatic guy on base?
I don't remember how they got on base.
Well, let's just say they were on base. All right, let's just hypothetical.
He wasn't shut down pitcher, that's for sure. But I'm just saying it was a grand slam that got that 4 runs.
Anyways, we've got the Brewers and the Braves, the Cubs up against the Pirates, and the Rockies against the Giants. It has been a horrific losing streak for the Rockies against the Giants. Chris?
Yeah, it has been pretty bad. That's why I was kind of leaning towards the Giants on the road. But I'm not a huge Alex Cobb guy. So
how about Cobb salad? Do you like the Cobb salad or corn on the cob?
Yeah, I can. No, well, both. I can get on board with both, but I need chicken on the Cobb salad.
How about chicken with your corn on the cob?
Oh, absolutely.
Romanelli's a Cobb guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He messaged me saying that Cobb was going to win the Cy Young before the season even started, and I couldn't even find it on a book. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. I don't know yet, but I'm going to take the over in that Atlanta-Milwaukee game. I originally liked the Braves mainly as a fade of Adrian Hauser, but then they announced Tucker Davidson starting. He has not been good this season, so I like the over 8 there, and I like the Cubs with Keegan Thompson on the mound. I think JT Brubaker, while he's probably one of the better pitchers in the Pirates rotation, he hasn't shown it for much of anything as of late. I think the Cubs want to build on that solid performance yesterday, so give me the Cubs there.
Brian?
Yeah, I got hurt yesterday taking the Pirates, but I'm going to take them again today. They got their butts kicked 9-0. Normally the Pirates are competitive with the Cubs. I'm just going to take a small crack at them, and I'll take the Milwaukee Brewers at home on a light price. I think he's not the much better pitcher, because if you look at Davidson's minor league numbers over his career in the minors, they aren't bad. This year, they aren't good. I'll lean towards Milwaukee Brewers in that one on the money line.
I like the Brewers for sure over the Braves in this one. I think it's probably one of the better games there for as far as the free picks go. Taking the Giants as well. I think we could lay the run line here against the Rockies. So taking the Giants with Cobb salad. Anyways, we move on to the next set of games, the last set of games. We've got the Rangers versus Diamondbacks. Rangers versus Angels. Dodgers, Diamondbacks, game 2. And A's, Twins. Chris?
Yeah, the two I like in this one. I'm going to go with the Oakland A's. I'm anti-laying juice with Dylan Bundy, especially on the road. I think he's starting to really show the Dylan Bundy we've come to know and love to bet against over the last few years. So, and James Caprillion doesn't have a win yet this season, but he's starting to really pitch well. He's only allowed 3 earned over his last 2 starts. So I like the Oakland A's to scratch out a win in that one. And I'm going to go back to the well with the Diamondbacks plus 1.5 in game 2. I think Merrill Kelly, one of the Diamondbacks' best chances to snag wins this season, along with Zach Gallen and sometimes Madison Bumgarner. But it's also that I'm not trying to lay minus 240 or chase the run line with Tyler Anderson. So yeah, give me the Diamondbacks plus 1.5 there.
Brian?
I think the best of Dylan Bundy came earlier this season. I think the rest of the year, if he makes it through the year, he's going to be struggling. I'll take Caprillion and the Oakland A's to finally get W here, and I'll take Dodgers in Arizona to go over the total. They creeped over yesterday just barely. I think Tyler Anderson gives up enough runs, and I love Merrill Kelly, but I think Dodgers could get a couple on him, so I'll take the over 7.5.
This is the worst Oakland A's team I've seen in a very, very long time. Normally they can piece it together, and you know, it doesn't matter if they trade guys or anything like that. This Oakland A's team is absolutely terrible. Terrible. Non-competitive. I like the Angels to bounce back against the Rangers, but as the betting tools say, the Rangers 6-0 as run line dogs in their last in their last 6. So be careful. You don't want to be laying the run line there with the Angels. And then I'm going to go with Merrill Kelly at plus 192 here against Tyler Anderson. Doesn't take much to get me to bet against the Dodgers, and that one I just think is pretty easy. Brian, any of these plays that aren't premium plays that you like the best on the board today?
Yeah, I would say on the board today, the one that I like the best.
Or that has the best value of these baseball games? Because there's a lot of games.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make a decision here. All right, I really think Seattle Mariners at that price. Maybe they're baiting me in, but I like Gilbert at that plus money price against Barrios, who's struggled at times this year. I'll take the Mariners.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I think we saved the best for last. I love the value you're getting with Merrill Kelly and the Diamondbacks against the Dodgers in game 2. Like I said, I'm just not a minus 207, or even I've seen it minus 230 in places. Guy like for Tyler Anderson, that doesn't make sense to me. Merrill Kelly, like I said, he's one of the D-backs' best chances to get a win on the mound. I think he throws a gem here and gets us some nice plus money.
I like Bo Brisky against the Rays. I think he's got a real shot. He's been up against tougher than this. He beat Kershaw and the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium. I think, beating a Rays team that's, a one-run type win team anyway. I think they got a shot. The Rays generally win in bunches and lose in bunches too. So I think it's worth a shot. I'm not saying it's a best bet. I don't have a premium, nothing like that. Not a premium show, nothing. We do have our premium picks for YouTube. I don't advertise them enough, and I should probably I'm going to make a graphic that I'll show up here once in a while. But or I could even do the scrolling text.
It's definitely something that everybody should take advantage of.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, what was the math you equated it to? It was like $50 a month for 93 premium picks or VIP level picks from us, and then if you do the premium package, is $100 for 273 or something like that.
Plus, with the consensus report, you can see what the majority of the cappers have on one side compared to the other.
There you go. All right. All better. Let's see. Looks a little small. There we go. We're scrolling. I don't like the whole show. I can't make you. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyways. I don't know. There's a lot of 2-year-olds out there today. Some people with a lot of spare time, I guess, on their hands. Let's get into the NHL. We've got 2 games tonight. Got Florida Panthers up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's been a while since the Panthers have really been relevant, probably since the year of the rat, I would say. Someone posted on Twitter, this is what video games looked like the last time the Panthers made the playoffs. We're good, and it was like, it looked ancient.
I want to say that the last time they made it to the second round was like 1998, I think. So, yeah, the video games have come a long way since then. But I wanted to ask you guys, I know we were talking about this before with like the Miami Heat and everything. Do you think the NHL kind of has their eggs in one basket and thinks they can compete here? Because you look at where the network coverage is for the first 4 games of that Tampa Bay series, 3 games on TNT and 1 on ESPN. Do you think that matters at all?
On what is it?
So 3 of the first 4 games in that Tampa Bay Florida series are on TNT, and 1's on ESPN. Maybe they had some inflated confidence, thinking that they could put the games up against Miami. Thinking we're on a couple of the bigger networks, and
I don't know. I'm not really sure. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
I would just rather move the series switch the series around.
Yeah, like the dates. Yeah, I don't know, but for me in game 1 of this Lightning Panthers series, I'm probably going to take the Panthers in game 1. I know there is value with the Lightning with plus 140 here, but the Lightning missing Braden Point. I know that they're a deep team, but I think I said it yesterday. He's led the league in playoffs goal scoring in the last 2 seasons combined. And when you take him out of the lineup, that's that's a big blow to a Florida team that's balanced across the board and really started to find themselves in the latter games of that Washington series. And see, when the Florida Panthers are really rolling, they can be very, very dangerous. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, the same story that they faced in that series against Toronto, where they alternated wins and losses in the regular season and alternated wins and losses in the first round of the playoffs. I think could happen here. Is probably the lining up for Florida to get a victory in this one. So I'll take the Florida Panthers.
How about you, Brian?
Oh, probably pretty public play, but I'll take the over 6.5 here. I just think you could get the over by the end of the second period. I think you'll see a lot of goals here, at least in game one. So I'll take the over 6.5. I think it might be at 7 in some spots.
I like the Panthers. Just no reason whatsoever. Because I can. Anyways, we got the Avalanche and the Blues.
Yeah, and I think there is a lot of value at the St. Louis Blues here. For my free play, I'm going to go with the under 6.5 here. I know you got two high-scoring teams that hit the over in all three meetings in the regular season, but Colorado hasn't played in over a week. I think there could be a little bit of rust. It may take some time to really get the legs back going again at full speed. And I think that even for the Blues, I think there's going to be a bit of a feeling out process here for these two teams. You're going to see goals coming over the course of the series. But I think for game one, it's 3-2, whichever way you have it going. And the goaltending's been pretty good on both sides as well. And really, for St. Louis, since Jordan Binnington came back into the lineup, he was instrumental in their cup run 3 seasons ago. And I think he's going to be instrumental if they're going to make a move here. So I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues and Avalanche under 6.5 in this one.
Brian?
Yeah, for me in this game, I think there's way too many people making love here to the Colorado Avalanche on the puck line. I think the St. Louis Blues are playoff tested. I think it's going to be a fight. And if you're going to give me plus 1.5 here at minus 115, maybe minus 120, I'll be in it with the St. Louis Blues. I think it's a 1-goal game.
All right. Well, that takes us to our parlay segment. What do you guys have to say for yourself?
For me, in my parlay, I'm going to take the St. Louis Blues on the puck line, and I'm going to combine it with the over in the Arizona Diamondbacks, LA Dodgers there in game 2, and then add in the Seattle Mariners on the money line.
For mine, I'm going to go with the White Sox on the run line in game 1, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the under in the Yankees and Baltimore matchup.
White Sox minus 2.5 game 1, Tigers money line, and Heat Celtics over. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Be sure to check out our YouTube Premium. It is the best value in sports handicapping anywhere. We give out premium picks. If anyone wants to know the record of our premium picks, well, we have a whole page dedicated to that. Not just a page, but basically an entire website absolutely dedicated to our premium records and premium picks. So you don't need to ask. It's there. I'm not really sure what the confusion is. It's been there for 2 years plus. Anyways, thanks everyone for joining us. Make it a winning day. We appreciate each and every one of you.